everybody. I have awesome news, which is that we are ready for our next run. Blinx the Time Sweeper by Miku Diaz, any percent. I'm super excited about this one. I've already heard game sounds and I'm already super jazzed about this. So let's get going. It's gonna be over in the blinks of an eye. Miku, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, JPEG. Hello everyone, my name's Miku. This is Blinx the Time Sweeper. Came out in the original Xbox 2001, 2002. I can't remember. Either way, yeah, it came out, you know, like over 20 years ago. This is probably one of the first games that I ever played when I was a kid. It was also one of the first games I ever speedrun. This game is very near and dear to my heart. Maybe not a lot of people would say that because, you know, it's kind of hard, but I am very grateful to show this game off to everyone here today. And I just want to say, before we start, huge shout out to JPEG for being so interactive and just carrying this hosting job. They've done a great job for these past two runs.
Thank you. You can't say that to me.
Sorry, no compliments allowed. I get it. We want to stay humble here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, before I start again, I'm playing on the Platinum Hits version of Blinx. So there's two versions of Blinx. There's the original release and the Platinum Hits version. The Platinum Hits version is the easier version. It's the more, it came out like a year after the original version to fix some sort of balancing issues and change some things around. It's also faster for a number of reasons. I'll go through it as we, as we go through the game. But, so when we hit yes on this box right here, we can start. So when I say go, we can go ahead and get started. So 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, woo. All right. So to start off with, this is the tutorial level. So this tutorial level has a bunch of like events that basically stop the game and tell you about things. We want to avoid as many as possible. So there's one that we got that's unavoidable. But, so the main thing of this game is that we have to go through every single level and we have to make sure we have to get these time monsters. Now with these time monsters, you know, there's a certain amount at each level. Once they're all killed, we can go ahead and go into this goal gate that's right here. Now for the first level, there's only 3. It's like the very basic enemy that we can go through here. And that's basically the aim of the game. Very simple, going through, killing all the time monsters. But as we go through each of the levels, it gets increasingly more difficult with a variety of different time monsters. So as you can see here in the top right, we can see different sprites for time monsters. So we have 2 new ones, but we still have the same old ones over here. Now, what we want to do in this game is we want to make sure that in the early game, we want to collect money because we're going to be buying stuff in the shop. The stuff that you can buy in the shop is ammunition, different sweepers. So Blinx holds a time sweeper he can use to suck up trash, and time crystals. These time crystals aid Blinx in being able to use time controls, time powers to aid in killing monsters, aiding in puzzles, or just making him go faster. So the main thing of Blinx is that you have access to these time powers. So at the bottom middle of the screen, you can see 5 icons. So the first one, the pink one, is rewind. Rewinds all enemies, objects, events that have happened. Doesn't rewind Blinx though, so that's fine. All these time controls don't affect Blinx except for 2 of them. So the next one is fast forward. Fast forward basically doubles the speed of the game, including you. So that's one of the things. So it makes everything faster, but it makes you faster. This can make it kind of difficult to maneuver through because it's kind of, you know, running at 2 times speed is a little bit hard to do. You have pause, which basically pauses everything in the game except for Blinx. You have record, which I'll have to go over that a little bit later. And then we have slow. Slow basically brings the game speed to a quarter except for Blinx. And then you can, you know, use that to your advantage of going across platforms that are possibly falling or getting through a door that's about to close. So in each world of Blinx, there's 3 levels and then there's a boss stage. We're at the boss stage right now. I just killed the boss, and after you kill the boss, you will drop money. The money is random, but usually this boss will drop around 450 to 600 gold. We got very good RNG on that one. It is kind of random. The pieces that come out are, I think they're determined, but there's like different sizes. So there's 5 different gold pieces or 6 different gold pieces, and depending on how big they are is how much they're worth. You can see the sort of size variance here. Oh, missed this one. This is one of the perks of Platinum Hits is that those gold pieces are a little bit offset compared to the original, so you kind of have to jump for those. So yeah, so we're on to the second world. You know, a lot more stuff going on here. This is where we'll actually grab our first time power. So we're going to grab a rewind right here. We're only going to grab one. And then we're going to use it not in this level. We're going to use it in the second or the third level in this one. It's been a while. I haven't played this game in about a few months. Just because I've been playing a lot of Jet Set Ready Future. It's been sort of my main game. But, you know, I always come back to Blinx because it, you know, Blinx is the go. You can see I'm literally wearing a Blinx shirt right now. This literally came in the mail like yesterday, so I'm very glad that it's
nice.
Came in. I'm glad to show this off. I was like, I saw this online. I was like, oh my goodness.
That is pretty sick looking.
Thank you, thank you. All right, so we're on to the second world. No, sorry. Well, we are in the second world. We're in the second level of the second world. We're gonna try and see if we can grab another time control here. We're gonna be grabbing fast forward. So, one of the other perks about fast forward is even if, you know, you're running at 2 times speed, Blinx has a barrier around him. So the way that this game works in terms of health is that there's actually a 6th time control, and if you see in the top left, you see a little heart symbol. Now that is a time control. So what happens is that it's kind of like Crash Bandicoot, where if you get hit once, you're dead. But what retry does, that's what the time control is called, is that it'll basically, you'll get hit by Blinx, he'll fall to the ground, and you know, he'll have like stars going around him like he's confused, and then he'll get rewinded to a certain point where he's safe. 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. So I was trying to hit that roulette to get some gold. If you hit it right, then you get like a nice small amount of gold bonus. Very important to try and get as much gold as you can in the early game. This is fast forward, so you can see we're running at 2 times speed. We've got a little barrier. Fast forward is very important to use when you need to take out monsters as quickly as you can, or if you need to get to the stage like end goal as soon as you can. Oh, need to do this. Also, wonderful perk about this game. So, if anyone has ever played Blinx before, then you might realize that I'm running a little bit faster than I usually am. So, Blinx is notorious for running quite slow as a 3D platformer, but we actually have an exploit running with this. So, there's an exploit called full diagonal movement. So when you run, so I guess the best way to explain this is that if you're, say if you move forward or sideways, you're only going in like sort of one direction. That's like one set speed. But for some reason in this game, if you go diagonal, then it sort of combines those inputs together and increases your speed by 41%. And it is very essential. It basically brings down like half an hour of this game down. Okay, so messed that up. We're gonna have to go back for that, but that's fine. We can kill these 2 monsters up here. Once we kill this Corruptor, which is the little frog enemy, we can go ahead and jump back down, and this roulette will be here. So I just need to make sure I time this right. 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. So that's what it's supposed to look like. So we need to reach around 5,500 gold for World 4. It's not too bad if we just go off and do some little gold collecting, then it's all good. If this was world record, then we'd have to reset the run, because, you know, a failed roulette does cost a bit of time. It's like, I believe it's like 20 seconds. There we go, we get some extra gold here. Now, we're coming up on the second boss stage, but this is actually a very good time if JPEG actually needs to, you know, announce anything, you know, about the event.
Sure do. We have crossed the $1,400 threshold, so $1,402 raised for Alice at Wonderland Games so far, which puts us less than 200 away from that Sans fight incentive. So y'all, this run and Undertale are all you got, and we got to make just a little under $200. So I know you can do it. We have some momentum right now. I want you to keep that up. And we have $10 from Yamsa saying, "Let's go, Miku."
Let's go, Yamsa, my go. So Yamsa's the current any % world record holder for Jet Set Radio Future, and you know, we share a common ground. We're both world record holders in our respective games. But yeah, thank you, Yamsa, for the donation. So we finished our boss. We can go ahead and go through. We're gonna use a fast forward. Just gonna clear out through these enemies right here. Wait for this dust herder to pick back up. we've got a new enemy coming up in here called the Molgon. So this guy, he buries underground. The only way you can get him is if he attacks you first, but he has a charge up time. So basically, you just want to wait for him to get under you, then he'll charge up his attack, you move away, and then you just shoot him. There's a treasure chest, we're going to shoot that, get some gold. The Molgon has 2 HP, so we're going to use that and get, circle back around and get him. So, you might have noticed that we might have different colored monsters on the top right, and monsters with more HP. So that's where sort of the difficulty kind of rises in this game, is that this game has like, the monsters will get more and more HP as we go on, but the game also gives you more and more ways to deal damage to the monsters also. Need to do this. A little bit of trash mismanagement right now. I need to get this guy. So it's important to make sure that you kill the enemies as quickly as you can. And I was trying to... Where did this monster go? It was down here. There we go. Oh, very nice. But yeah, so the best way you want to deal with those frog corruptor enemies, you want to make sure that you use a bomb to shoot inside their mouth. This does the maximum amount of damage. If you shoot them with the regular trash at their back, then they only take 1 damage. If you shoot them in their mouth area, they'll just swallow the trash. So it's very, very important. All right, here we go. Coming up, everyone say hello to Catherine. This is our shopkeeper. We're going to be buying items from her. So that's everyone's reaction whenever they see Catherine. She is very cute, though, I will say. So we grabbed a time holder, and we grabbed a sweeper pack. So the sweeper pack allows us to carry 5 more trash. So the max we could hold before was 5. Now we can hold 10. This will be very useful in the later stages. And we grabbed a time holder. So this makes it so it increases the max amount of time controls we can hold. So before we could only hold 3, now we can hold 4. We're going to be buying, I think it's like 5 time control holders throughout the run. I need a little, I'll just use this. So you're supposed to use a sort of the red barrel here to jump up here. But I did a little bit of goofing. Oh, thank you, Crash Collision. There's a lot of, so this game is very notorious as well for having not the best collision when it comes to trash and like enemies and stuff. It's kind of janky. But like, it's kind of like a fun janky. It's not a good mix if you're very new at this game, because you know this game can feel a bit weird to play when you're starting out, and mixing it up with the difficulty of the game plus the collision, it's like this game can be a mess if you're just starting out. But it's one of those games where if you really get good at the movement, really pay attention to how you're playing, it's one of the most rewarding games that you can play. It is just, it's fantastic. And plus the style of this game, the music, the time controls, it's I don't know, I'm losing words to say. This game's fantastic. But enough about my blabbing, let's go ahead and get to the last area of this game. So we got 2 Molgons and a corruptor. Now we got some good RNG here on sort of their movement pattern. So you basically want to make sure you can try and get these Molgons as soon as you can, and this corruptor, and then once we deal with these guys, we're going to deal with this guy in the corner. Now you notice I'm picking up these blue balls that they're dropping from when I kill the dust odors. So, important thing about gold is that every single piece of trash actually has a value. So if you actually have trash in your sweeper, when you go back into the gold gate, it actually gets refunded back by a fraction of the amount. So what we can do then is, while we collect money through like just normal gold pieces, we can also collect money through trash pieces. So those blue dust turtle balls are also worth 100 gold each, which is very, very valuable considering that there's a lot of levels where there's 2 dust herders in them. So getting an extra 200 gold in each level is fantastic. So one of the awesome things about this game as well is that it has like pretty cool time control management. So every level I'm going through each level and I'm just like, all right, what time controls do I need for this level, this level, this level? And it's like, what can I use? What can I not use? You kind of just, over time, you kind of have to, you do have to think. It is a lot to remember, but like, it's kind of like listening to a song. When you're listening to a song, you kind of like, you hear the words and then those words set up for the next ones and it just goes in your mind and it comes very natural. So, and it's the same thing with trash management as well. So there's a lot of trash that you have to pick up, specific types of trash as well, because you know you want to make sure you kill the enemies as quick as possible. Here we go. So we're going to collect this gold. This puzzle, you need to use a record because it's like, oh, you need to use 2. Oh yeah. So I guess I can explain record. So record, you record yourself as Blinx, And then, you know, you do whatever, you kill monsters, you press some buttons, yada yada yada. But then after 10 seconds, it'll rewind back, and then you will assume control of regular Blinx. But while you're doing that, the recorded Blinx is actually doing its thing that you recorded. So it's kind of cool like that, which will be very, very important for this boss coming up. But I guess I can show you. So we don't have enough money to do what we want, but thanks to record, we're going to be doing a little bit of cheating. We're going to be doing a little bit of tax fraud right now. So I'm going to show you. So bosses drop gold when you kill them. So what we're going to do is that at the end of this boss, we're going to use a record, and it's going to drop all of its money. When it drops all of its money, then it's going to rewind back, and then it's going to think that the game has doubled its gold. So right here. So what happens is that the boss dies, the money spurts out, and you're like, yippee-doo. And then it rewinds back. The game thinks, oh, the gold hasn't spawned yet. I need to spawn it in again. This makes it so we double dupe the gold of the boss. And it usually goes around to about 1400 to 1500 gold. So there we go. This will help us out in the long run. Fantastic. And, you know, I've been blabbing on for a bit too much. If there's anything you want to say, JPEG, go ahead.
Yeah, and I was going to say that that total of gold that you got is actually still less than we have right now, because we have crossed the $1,500 mark for Alice. So thank you so much. And that is due to a $100 donation from Daft7 that just says, hi, Miku. Thank you so much, Daft. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Like, now, yeah, less than 98 to go until that Sans fight is met. Y'all are crushing it. Thank you so, so much.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Daft. Daft is once again a community member of the Blinx community and the Jetso Radio Future community. You know, and the Battle for Bikini Bottom community. Well, he's a big Xbox nerd and all that. You know, he's a good friend of mine as well. Thank you so much, Daft. And you know, I'm dedicating this run to you. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this level is one of my favorite levels of all time. So this level, very casuals hate this level because, well, this is where most of the trash here is filled with bombs. Now, bombs explode in an AoE, and, you know, mix that in with the wonky Blinx collision. It's kind of like a nightmare, but with some practice, we can get through this level very quickly. Now, I missed one enemy. I'm not sure which one I missed. We're going to find that out. Now, it could be the one that's over here. Yep, that's right. So if I didn't kill that, if I did kill that enemy, then we'd be able to exit the level as soon as we could. But it's like a 10-second time loss. It's alright. We're being chillin'. It's alright. So the culmination of grabbing this gold leads up to this point. We need to make sure that we have 5,500 gold. If we don't, then we can't do the strategy. We have 400 gold. There we go. So we grab a time holder, heavy sweeper, 3 super bombs. Now, the different sweepers in this game, depending on what level the sweeper is, allows you to hold heavier pieces of trash. So the level 3 sweeper allows you to hold these level 2 heavy trash and the really big 16-ton weight. It also allows you to sweep things faster. 1, 2, I'm just gonna hit this roulette, see if I get it. There we go, nice, a little bit of extra gold. Fantastic. And the super bombs, well, they're like bombs, but they're bigger and they do more damage. They do 2 bits of damage. The AoE is increased by, I don't know, probably like 2 or 3 times. But this is going to be useful because they do cost a lot of money, but because of the refund system, we're going to be bringing it back, and we're going to be getting a lot of our value back. So what I'm going to do is we're going to set up a record path. So I'm going to shoot this bomb over here to damage the enemies. Then I'm going to use a record. You're going to see the power of record right now. So super bomb into the corruptor's mouth. Super bomb into this room. Blow up all the enemies. Super bomb at the wall, shoot it, and activate the gatekeeper. So then, we don't have to worry about these enemies anymore. The recorded Blinx is going to take care of everything. While we can do that, we can make sure we can go through the rest of the level. So we're going to do something cool here. Door skip. So we're going to put this trash here, and we're going to skip this door. So you activate this door by pressing a button that's like right over there. Oh, I need to make sure I shoot a bomb over at these guys. Then, what we're going to do is that we're just going to jump over here, shoot a bomb. We're going to use a fast forward to block the damage so that we don't take a retry. And then we're going to deal with this water spirit. So you might have seen this water spirit in the other level. So this water spirit takes 6 hits to kill. And then you have to kill it one more time with a little piece of trash right here. I'm actually going to grab this rewind here because it's going to be very important. I'm going to grab 2 rewinds. There we go. So this is going to set me up in the next world, which is fantastic. Making sure that we plan ahead, always very important. Even if it loses a little bit of seconds, it will gain us time overall. So, final bit of the World 4. Make sure we deal with these enemies. We have to activate this button to activate a trampoline to climb the sort of giant hill thing here. If we jump on that button while the enemies are dying, we skip a cutscene. There's like a cutscene here that like shows the trampoline being spawned in, but that saves about 3 seconds. So we're gonna climb this sort of really tall tree. Then we're gonna jump on this trampoline. We're gonna like angle ourselves to the mountain. We're gonna use a fast forward. This is gonna be used to sweep up all this trash, and we're gonna use it on the heavy sweeper. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there we go. Oh man, this is very satisfying to go through these levels when you're going through as a fast forward. For how difficult it is and how like the sound effects of like the trash hitting the water spirits, it just hits my ears just right. Now, thinking about time control management, we are honestly set. We're pretty good. I think we could probably get one more fast forward. But honestly, we're pretty set. We have like all the gold we need. We have all the time controls. All we need to do now is just make sure that we play good. You know, just play better, forehead. That's all we got to do. So after that, we're just gonna have a look. I might grab this. So let's see if we can grab one more fast forward. So the time controls that drop from these enemies are random. The amount that drops isn't random, but there's 6 different time controls that can spawn, or time crystals, I should say. So let's see. Yep, he dropped a fast forward. That's good. Praise RNG. So there we go. We have one fast forward. And then that is the last enemy. Then we're going to jump onto this, I don't even know what you call it, like a roof thing. We're going to jump in here, do a little shortcut to the end, and then we're going to be onto the boss of the level. So there's 4 bosses, and then there's 4 higher upgraded bosses. So this is basically the first boss, but red and has more health. Nothing too crazy. You just got to make sure you hit him before he jumps, making sure that you get trash. We're not going to record dupe this boss. We're just gonna chill and just like, because each boss drops a different amount of sort of gold. So this boss drops a low amount of gold, so it wouldn't really be worth to dupe the gold versus the amount of time that it wastes. But yeah, that's nothing too crazy. We're just gonna make sure. All right, so now he's entered his angry phase. Oh, there we go. So if you don't shoot him too quickly there, then he can go into this sort of aggressive phase where he chases you. So what we have to do is we just have to make sure we have to shoot him like that. There we go. The ideal solution is that you just basically just want to shoot him before he goes into his attacking mode. There we go. Oh, thank you, Trash, for spawning right where the boss died. So it brought the gold in the air. That's all right. Well, thankfully, we are very good on gold right now. So we can afford to lose a little bit of gold here and there. Coming up in World 5, this is Temple of Lost Time. Kind of one of the most technically challenging, not in the sense that the world is challenging, but there's a lot of tech that we do in this which is incredible, especially in the next level coming up. So it's just all about playing fast, getting cycles right, make sure we have the time controls. Ooh, fantastic right here. So I shot a trash, it hit the rolling barrels here, and that caused it to not hit the spiker. Time loss. That's alright. Nothing too crazy here. Oh. So we're gonna grab 4 pieces of trash in this level, or in the, well, not in this level, this room right here. Actually, we're gonna grab more, because we need to grab this coal heater. So the old way we used to do this is that there was a cycle that we had to follow to go through these spinning axes, but we just found a way that we can just jump over them. Like this. We're gonna hit this octoballoon, make sure we take 1 piece of health. Then we're just gonna move through here. Oh, make sure we don't get hit by that dust herder. And this is like the sort of the dance of Blinx, where you deal with these enemies that have more than 1 HP, and you kind of like got to cycle through them to minimize the amount of time it is to take them down, because each monster has a sort of hurt animation or like a stunned animation, and we want to, like, you know, go through that as fast as we can. So when we go through here, there's a new enemy in here called the Golem. Now he starts off as a bunch of small pieces, but we can actually sweep those up and once the rewind effect ends, it'll try and spawn him in, but then it's like, wait, there's no pieces here. I'm actually dead. And then that's a really fast way of getting through that. It also gives us 100 gold for each piece that we grab. So it's very, very like useful that we do grab those pieces. There we go. When I go back, we just came back from the way we came. Hit that gold chest. Get this just in case. And now, we're probably on one of my favorite levels of all time. This level is what got me into Blinx speedrunning. I say this every time I play this game, is that this level was the sort of like the catalyst of why I wanted to speedrun this game. So I've always played this game when I was a kid, you know, pretty casually. But then I saw the strategy by Commander Ducky, who was a speedrunner for this game. And they did some absolute crazy things here. So I'm just going to set us up. So I'm waiting for a Morgon sound effect to appear. There we go. I'm just gonna, then we use a rewind. We're gonna line ourselves up here. So now we have to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then we count down again. So 5, 4, 3. Then shoot record, shoot the barrel, shoot the super bomb. That super bomb's gonna blow up every single enemy down there. Then we're gonna shoot there. That's gonna shoot past the door to kill those enemies. And then we're going to shoot a super bomb down here. It missed one enemy, but thankfully it's near the end of the goal gate, so we can actually go ahead and go back. Overall, that was a pretty good way of dealing with all these enemies. So usually this level takes like 2 minutes. But we can just blow through this in like, what, like a minute 30 or a minute 20? So we got all the golem pieces. So record also acts as a pseudo pause. So if you're not in the area when you use a record, then the normal Blinx can actually go in there because the game is like, oh, well, there was no activity in that area. So you can just waltz yourself in there. So we did miss this one enemy. The super bomb radius wasn't large enough to take this out. So we're going to use this big trash to deal 2 damage to this monster. Grab this. I'm going to grab a fast forward here as well while I can, if there's any fast forwards. Nope, never mind. Alright. Well, that's okay because we have plenty of opportunities to get a fast forward in the next level. Now, great time if you need anything to say, JPEG, about the event, or if there's any notes that you need to go over.
I do. So I have $15 from Ace Bats, and it says, wow, I sure do love watching the Boss 3 fight in Blinx. Wait, Miku, what are you doing with that record?
Oh boy.
By the way, y'all, that also means that we have only 83 to go until that Sans fight. Y'all are crushing this intensive. Thank you so much.
Let's go. Let's get that Sans incentive fight. I would love to see that. So you can see the retry effect there. Oh, sorry. You go ahead, JPEG.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was gonna say it's been really hard for me all morning to not call him Sans Undertale because, like, I say that like it's his last name, and
it's so
really
funny.
hard to not say.
It's like the non-canon, like, you know, like official like thing. It's like it just rolls off the tongue so well as well. Like it's hard not to say it, and it's so funny too.
Yeah.
So when you saw the retry effect, so you know, saw Blinx fall to the ground. Yeah, so that's what happens. Sometimes it can be useful, sometimes it can't, because sometimes the game thinks, oh yeah, this is a fantastic spot to put Blinx in after he's died, but then it's like in the middle of spikes, and you're like, well, alright, well, guess I'm wasting another retry here. So retries work the same way. You just grab a certain amount of hearts in a row. So, I haven't talked about how you grab time controls in this game. So if you haven't pieced it together yet, so basically there's a combo system at the bottom left, and depending on which crystal you grab, if you grab 3 in a row of the same crystal and then one other, you get 1 of that time control. So I can do it right now. If you grab 4 in a row of the same time control, you get 2 of that time control. And it can be a bit frustrating because time controls can appear in clusters, and Blinx's collision is also a bit thick. Like, it's kind of just like, he's a big boy sometimes and just like wants to grab, you know, the wrong time crystals. So it's like, that's also a skill in this game, is making sure to not pick up the wrong amount of time controls. So, we're going to do a little skip here. So we're going to use, we shot a fridge over there, over onto this sort of like slide bit. We're going to use that to boost ourselves up. Gives us 2, oh, pardon me, had a little hiccup there. 2 retries. So we're going to see if we can get 1 or 2 retry crystals right here. Oh, we got 1. Thank you, RNG. We're going to save this big barrel. Then we're going to go ahead and grab this fridge. We're going to boost ourselves again. Yeah, we'll get one retry. It's okay. There you go. So yeah, each time control that you grab for the first time, it gives you a little bit of explanation, but it's slow, so we don't like that. So we have to spam through it. So here we go. So we're coming up to the final bit of the level. Now, ideally, I want this spiker to drop a fast forward crystal, so we can have 3 fast forwards. So this means we can use 2 fast forwards in the next level, and then we can use fast forwards in the level after. If not, it's fine. Alright, there we go. We are set. So, 5th boss coming up. It's going to be a new one. It's not an upgrade. So this is Juggernaut. So Juggernaut, the way that it works is that you shoot, you damage him, and then he has 3 little minion balls that like come out, and this happens every time you damage him. So he has a total of 15. But we can do this little exploit here where if you use a rewind and shoot him, then he doesn't spawn the balls. And the way, and of course, because the way that the boss works is that as soon as it gets up, it's vulnerable to attack. So we can get 3 free hits in. Try to say that 3 times fast, and then we can get him twice, and then we can just finish him off like that. We go into the middle to collect the gold, and the gold gate just so happens to spawn on top of us. There we go, we just went to the boss. Like, the boss stages are, like, honestly easier than the actual stages of the game, which is really funny. So, we're gonna go ahead and use a fast forward. I said I was gonna use 2 fast forwards in the world, but I guess I lied. I'm very sorry, chat. So, this is a Combustosaur. This is like the water spirit enemy, except it's on fire. This takes 8 hits to kill, and then an extra to take down its lizard or dragon form. One of the perks of Platinum Hits and Original Release is that one of the differences is that both the Water Spirit and the Combustosaur are changed in health differences. So on the Original Release, the Water Spirit and the Combustosaur both take 10 hits plus 1 more to finish it off. But it's changed in Platinum Hits where the Water Spirit only takes 6 hits plus 1 and the Combustosaur's 8 plus 1. So one of the big time saves to go through there. Alright, I need... Oh my god. Dude, our time control lock is so good right now. Fantastic. There can be runs where, like, the time control lock is, like, just not going in your favor. You kind of have to take these sort of backup routes. But honestly, this game is quite interesting in terms of you always sort of have to think on your toes. Sort of like something like this situation can happen, so you need to, you know, be ready for it. So we're just doing some cross-map sniping on these enemies. That Chrono Blob, I hit it before, so it's... Oh, there we go. Never mind. See ya, Blinx. So that bridge will crumble if you hit the event trigger for it. I was a little bit silly, and I forgot that I needed to jump over it, so then to delay the time of it occurring. Hey, retry put me in a nice spot. So here's what you do. So jump over it. Boom. There we go. So if you ever need a little tip like that, there we go. So this door has 3 switches we need to hit. Oh, what the hell? Okay, thanks, Tom Tom. I don't know where you came from, but sure. Okay, so that those Tom Tom bikers, they... Oh, and now the game's... Oh, okay. You know, this game is very functional and well, you know. Absolutely fantastic. Could just be an emulation issue as well. I am playing on an Xbox Series S. So, now that you know, that weird situation has happened, we can go ahead and continue with the level. So I need to be careful because I have no retries left. If I die, then that's it. That is the end of Blinx, and I have to retry the entire level again, which is like 2.5 minutes. So I did notice a retry over here. There we go. Run is saved once again. I think this is fine. Yeah, so we need at least 1 record and 1 fast forward for the next level. So having 2 of each, fantastic. Alright, that was probably not the cleanest in terms of performance, but you know what? If I didn't die in the marathon, we take those. So we're going to go into the shop once again. I'm going to go ahead into the time holder, and I believe it's 5 super bombs. And original release would be 6, so it's like, I'm trying to like remember if I'm buying the right amount of super bombs for this version or the next version, because there are shop differences that you need to account for. So we're going to use our first super bomb, shoot it at this middle bit. I might have missed that. Oh, there we go. So you want to aim for the door, and then you want it to drop down, and then what that does is that it explodes, kills the 2 chronoblobs on this side, and damages the purple chronoblob on the other side. Not a big deal though, we can just pick up this big trash over here. Wait for it, boom, there you go. So that chronoblob has 3 HP, so you know, using our problem solving skills, we make sure we do a 2+1 right there. This is the megaton weight right here. We're gonna sweep that up, and then we're gonna use a bomb to take out all these what are they called? Octoballoons. The monsters have got like weird names for this game, but you know, they just look weird in general. So here we go. Record. Another cool record right here. So we're gonna use super bombs, and we're gonna activate everything here. 1, 2, 3. This combustion source is going to go down, but the dragon form's still going to be there. But what we've done is that we've set up a super bomb so that it drops down, and then it's going to explode as soon as the combustion source is vulnerable, which allows us to go and finish off the rest of the level. Very nice cycle right there, making that Molgon invulnerable. There we go, and the gold gate opens just in time, and we finish the level super quick. Now, if there's anything you want to say, JPEG, any notes, because I am very thirsty and I need a drink to rest my voice.
Absolutely. We have $10 from Ostara, no comment, but thank you so much. That puts us at $1,527 for Alice so far, and that puts us, let me see if I can do math. So that would be 73 away from that Sans Undertale fight, as we have been talking about, which is amazing. And if you're looking for a twofer, I do want to remind you that we do have that bid war open to name the fallen child. So you could name them Chat, Shork, Alice, Child, Beefy, Sabor, Beppis, Matt, Pat, or Valid are all options that are in there right now, or you can submit your own. And by donating to that bid war, you also donate towards that incentive that we're working on. It's a twofer, so make sure you're doing that. Type !donate in chat. And by the way...
Alright, so... Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say chat has been popping off for this whole run for you. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, let's go. Oh, that makes me so happy. You know, because this game isn't as well known, so hearing that the chat's popping off is absolutely making me fantastic. I'm glad that we can get some love for this fantastic game that is very challenging and frustrating at times, but that we love through and through to the end. So, let's see, I'm gonna grab some rewinds right here. Any records here will do as well. Oh, fantastic. Incredible. Absolutely phenomenal. So, now we're entering the sort of mid to late game stage of Blinx. So, during this stage of Blinx, we are going to be going to the shop for every single stage. And we're going to be doing it to either buy spike bullets or super bombs. Because we have earned so much money now that we can sort of go through each level with super bombs. It's also just faster too. And I explained it before, is that because we bring back super bombs whenever we can, either through record usage, or just not using them. So super bombs are worth 500 gold. But there's a weird quirk with the Blinx shop, is that if you if you buy the same item, but so it's like +1, and then after that, if you buy more than that, you get a 30% decrease on the following items. So if a super bomb's 500, then the next one should be 500 as well, but it gets decreased down to, I think it's 380? Oh no, 350, sorry. So yeah, so like, instead of like the, you know, the max being like, what, 5,000 gold, it like gets decreased down to 2,000 something gold, I believe, or like 3,000 something. So, coming up on this boss, we're gonna use a super bomb, take him out like that. He has 5 HP, platinum hits. This is also the boss we're gonna be doing a big money dupe on. So I'm going to make sure that I'm ready. So he's got 2 HP left. We got our super bomb ready to go. So as soon as he jumps on the ground, we're going to use a record, go behind him, shoot his tail. He's going to do his death animation. And, you know, while he's doing that, we can just like chill. We're just going to wait for the gold to spurt out. Now, I did a double dupe before with the Hourglass Caves boss. We're going to do something a little bit more wacky. We're going to do a triple dupe. So retry and record sort of work the same way, is that when they rewind, they sort of like act the same way. It's sort of like the same mechanic, but this also has the effect of spawning the gold again. So I'm gonna jump onto this, into the middle part of the body where it spawns, and then there we go, we just have $3,200. Also this,
nice.
This stage is fantastic because it has every single time control that you can grab. So I'm gonna grab some retries, and we got our fast forwards, we got our records. We are looking fantastic, and we're gonna go into also one of my favorite stages as well, Everwinter. So Everwinter is regarded as one of the most frustrating levels of the entire like Blinx series, Blinx game, because one, it's difficult as hell. The monsters are tough. There's a lot of tough monsters in this. The level design is also kind of confusing at times and likes to kill you. And then there's also the added effect of skating. So instead of running or walking, there's now an ice skating effect. And if you ice skate too fast, Blinx falls over. So that you also have to account for that. They really were just laughing at us when they were making this level. So we're just gonna go ahead. I need to... There we go. So shoot a super bomb in the middle of this room to take out all the octa balloons except for this dust herder, but it'll be 1 HP, so that'll set us up. I don't know why I have this car. I'm just going to shoot this away. Goodbye, car. Now, we're going to use this next super bomb to shoot over into the middle of that area. That's going to take out 2 enemies and leave 1 on 1 HP. Then we're going to go to this last area. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Blinx, for slipping. Very cool. Also has the effect that if you run into a wall really fast as Blinx, you do like this little like bonk effect. I guess I can show it when I'm oh, I missed this spiker. So ideally you want the super bomb to hit the spiker, so it brings it down to 1 HP. But we can, let's see if I can get a little funny glitch here. Nah, it didn't work. Okay, so if this is what happens when I move fast into a wall. Like Blinx just kind of slam dunks into it. Let's see if I can get the... No, I didn't get it. So there's like a funny little quirk that you can do where like the physics of the spiker kind of goes wonky when you get it into the water. 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Make sure I grab some more gold. We're not out of the woods yet with gold management. We need to... There's the final part of the game where we need to have a certain amount of gold. But we also need to just keep our gold upkeep because, you know, buying super bombs is expensive. So we need to make sure that we keep the hustle going, you know? Be on the grind, get that bread. Now we're going to go ahead and go to the final part of the level. So we have a gatekeeper with 3 HP and a spike with 2 HP. We have our trash ready, so we have the 2 HP trash ready right here. That'll kill the spike immediately. And then we have the 16-ton weight that's going to kill the dust keeper immediately. No, sorry, not the dust keeper, the gatekeeper immediately. Make sure we get our... There we go. We're full on time controls right now. Now chat. We're approaching the showstopper stage of Blinx. So this is the this is the point in the run where if you fail this stage, it is it's basically you can't get world record. It's crazy, but this is a fantastic stage. Do I need 4 bombs? I don't know. I'm just gonna buy 4 bombs. That should be alright. So we're gonna use a record right at the start, and we're gonna be doing some clippage. So first off, we want to line ourselves up. Line ourselves up right. That looks good. Jump, shoot those bombs. We're gonna sweep those up later. We're gonna jump through the stage, activate this gatekeeper, and then we're gonna see if we can get a shot. We did not get the shot. That's okay. We have accomplished what we wanted to do. That was just a little bit of an extra. So we shot these 2 super bombs over here with the cord. What does that mean? Well, that means we can sweep those up, and now we have 6 super bombs to work with. And, you know, that's fantastic. Either we can bring these back or we can use these. Also, wonderful demonstration of this level is that there's a lot of these areas that are like, that get new players because they're very reactionary and you honestly have no idea until you sort of get hit by them. So there's a lot of falling platforms in this stage and it's kind of just like, lol, I'm just going to fall right under you. And that's one of the... Let's say like one of the more frustrating parts about Blinx is that there's a lot of these moments where it feels like you just got cheated on like taking damage because it's like, how was I supposed to know that I was supposed to, like, there was a falling platform there? But a lot of the time, if you're an experienced player, then you already know this, then you're kind of like, well, I know what to expect, I know what time controls I need, I know how to avoid this. But yeah, not very new player friendly, but if you can get past these sort of frustrating parts about Blinx, then it's an absolutely fantastic game. We've got a water spirit here, so I'm going to shoot 1 trash at it, sweep up this part. Then I'm just gonna finish it off. Usually this Spiker would have 1 HP. I think it has 1 HP. It does. So I just wasted a little bit inefficient with my bomb usage, but oh well, what can you do? I'm going to grab some records here because we need to use 2 records in the next mission. Oh, well there you go. That's a wonderful moment of Blinx being. Oh, and another moment. So funny mechanic. So if you ever played Blinx, you might have noticed the side flipping and the back flipping. That happens when you input the A press, the jump, and left or right or down on the control stick. But this can happen by accident. So if you press A and left like really quick, you need side flip. You can't get out of that animation, by the way. So if you you are committed to that, and this can usually be the cause of you know, dying, just like what I did. Gonna use the super bomb here because to take this out as quick as I can. See if it drops a record. If not, I'm gonna just go back and get one. There we go. Nice. Oh, there we go. So if I use a retry, it'll get rid of the record that I have. Man, I'm just like falling all over the place. Oh, there we go. Okay, I can get
Chad's
this.
having a field day with
There we
it,
go.
so.
Oh my god, this game is never a dull moment. It's always on your toes with this game. It is, but it's that thrill that I like. It's a very challenging game. It's very satisfying to go through. You just feel good playing this game because you're like, wow, I am so fantastic. I am the best gamer there is. We need to buy 4 super bombs, and I think that's it. I think we don't need to buy any more time control holders. I think we have the right amount that we need. Yeah, good time for JPEG if there's any donations, if there's any notes you need to announce.
Yeah, absolutely. We are about $73 away from that Sans incentive, y'all. So let's keep the energy moving. I know you can do this. That'll be 1,600 overall is what we need to hit for that to happen. And remember that we are raising money for Alice right now. So we're raising money to help with the cost of Alice's gender-affirming surgery that's going to be in February 2025. The cost of surgery can be really, really high when you factor in things like the hospital stay, travel, and life accommodations one would need while healing from a big procedure. And if you'd like to help Alice out, you can type !donate in chat. And why this all matters and why we're doing this is that research consistently shows that people who choose gender affirmation surgery experience reduced gender incongruence and improved quality of life. It can provide long-term mental health benefits, and studies consistently show that gender affirmation surgery reduces gender dysphoria and related conditions like anxiety and depression. And Alice has been here for a little bit, so she has had to wait for the surgery for 4 years since her first consultation. It's been canceled twice due to insurance issues. So we want to make sure that this happens for her, and every dollar counts. So thank you so much.
Shout out to everyone that's donated to the charity. You're amazing. Going to a good cause. Let's go, chat. Let's get that Undertale incentive. Let's get that going.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to shoot this super bomb at this. We're going to fuse it, so it'll have a shorter fuse time, but it'll be very worth it, I promise. We're going to do I'm going to try and get this gatekeeper skip, or this gatekeeper glitch. So I just need these 2 records first. I also need pauses if I need. We should be all good on everything else, but I'm going to grab some pauses. So I've avoided grabbing pauses and slows throughout the entire run because they're not very fast. I mean, slow slows down the enemy's animations, which means they slows down their pain animation, and we don't really want that. Pause also does the same thing. It basically pauses everything in the game. But we're going to need these for the later stages of the game because it makes it easier, and you know, there's a setup that we got going right now that's going to be fantastic. So I have just activated the gatekeeper glitch. So what does that do? Well, there's some weird shenanigans that happens is that it's like when you hit the gatekeeper with a super bomb while it's invulnerable, it kind of like glitches out in the record state, so it looks alive. Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind. No gatekeeper glitch. We have just messed that up a little bit. So it's because it took damage from the super bomb in after record state. So there's some weird oddities with this game where you can kind of just like bring things back to the correct time slot, but it's alright. It's down to 1 HP now. Now I just need to wait for it to respawn. I'm gonna shoot it. Oh well. Well, the gatekeeper glitch, what it does is that it just it makes it so it's alive, but it isn't. makes it, the game gets really confused and thinks that the gatekeeper's alive and like tries to spawn it in, but it has no collision and it can't hurt you, you can't hurt it, and it kind of just like lives in purgatory. It's really bizarre, but really funny glitch if I could have gotten it, but doesn't save any time, so that's alright. So now we're going to purchase our spike bullets. So spike bullets, cheaper than super bombs, 400 gold, and then 280 if you buy more than one for each additional one. They do 2 damage, not in an AoE, but they do 2 damage. It kind of works the same as a regular trash. And they're usually pretty good with bosses because you only have to deal with one enemy. Oh, I think I'm playing original release once. So the strat in original release is that you're supposed to go into the middle and activate the gate, the Hydrosaur right here, but you're supposed to actually go over here. The way this boss works is that it's the same as the first one, where you shoot a spike bullet at it, or you like shoot a trash at it, it goes down. But this boss has a weird oddity where when you do damage to it, it'll continuously take pieces of the island away. Oh. Seem to be fumbling a little bit here, chat. It's alright. There we go. Now we just need to wait for this. Actually, we can just continue this on right here. So the way you're supposed to do this is that you're supposed to shoot, fast forward. After that, it goes through its animation taking down the island. Then you go over to the next one and then take damage, and then you can shoot it like that. There we go. A little bit of fumble right there. It's all right. I'm gonna grab some hearts right here, and then we're gonna, just for like safe assurance, we're just gonna make sure we do a triple boss dupe on this again. So, funny little fact while I'm doing this. So, there's no limit to how many dupes that you can do. So you can do this as many times as you want, but be warned, after the 5th or 6th dupe, the game will actually go through an entity overload and it'll crash the game. So you want to be careful. So we're gonna do our 3rd dupe right here. Nice in sync with our recorded Blinx. And then after that, we're just going to go ahead and go into the middle of the boss's hitbox. We jump to line ourselves up just to see where it is. And then we move on to the second final world of the game. So we're up in Forge of Hours. Now this is important because we need to do a very important shop visit right here. So we're going to go back to World 6. There's a water sweeper in here that we're going to grab. I think it's 4 super bombs. Yeah, 4 super bombs and a water sweeper. So the water sweeper, there's a water sweeper and a flame sweeper. Now what the water sweeper does is that it actually instantly takes out the combustosaurs, which is very, very useful, instead of having to do 8 pieces of trash at it. And the flame sweeper does the same thing with the water spirit. So fire beats water, water beats fire in this sort of case. We're gonna do a little clip right here with this heavy trash. I'm gonna grab this heart just to be sure. Okay, so we're gonna come up to this wall. I'm gonna shoot at this corner, go through. Oh, almost. So we need it to land right on top of us. Oh, just like, all right. Unfortunately, no clipping. We're gonna have to go through Hash Brown City. So I call these things hash browns because they kind of look like, you know, like really hot hash browns out of like the, you know, deep fryer. I think they're like iron ingots, but I mean, they could, you know, it's funny. It's funny this way, just having like a whole bunch of giant hash browns go through. Right. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna use a pause. So there's a Tesla coil here that shoots in a pattern of 4 in 4 corners. Very dangerous to go through normally, so we're going to use a pause. We're going to shoot a super bomb in the middle of that area. That's going to take out the Typhoon, which is like the little dragon thing, and then the spiker here. So I just need to make sure, wait for this sort of pattern to go on. So if I had the heavy trash, that would have killed him instantly, but we do a little bit of goofing. So we need to make sure now that we have a lot of fast forwards and some pauses. Maybe a record as well, that would be fine. So, shooting the pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same pattern each time, so you just gotta make sure that once it hits a corner, you just gotta go through. Right, there we go. Oh, let's see if I can grab a fast forward here. Not looking like so, but once again, there's so many enemies in the next level that is not even a problem. So we're gonna do a jump, thank you, full diagonal movement. Then we're gonna take out these enemies. I'm gonna do these 2 bomb shots here. See if I can take out this enemy. And then, boom. So, we did a thing called record abuse, where we exit the level as a recorded Blinx. So what this effect does is that the game checks for Blinx's inventory when it exits through the stage, but it doesn't check the recorded Blinx's inventory. It only checks the regular Blinx. So if you had a bunch of super bombs in the regular Blinx's inventory, and you use it as the record clone, but you still go through the gate before the record ends, then you still get the benefit of having the refund back for your money, which is absolutely fantastic. There's like 2 levels that do this. Oh, maybe 3 now because of I can't remember if it's original release where we do this as 3rd time or not, but I guess I'll find out. It happens in the last level of this stage, so I need to grab another pause before we do this. So I'm gonna use a fast forward. Go into this room. We're gonna blow ourselves up. Take out all the enemies except for these 2 dust herders. Also a fantastic time to get any time controls that you need. So right now we're pretty good on pause. We just need fast forwards. Oh my god, this is like fantastic. I wish I had this luck in like any of my other runs. Jeez. Alright. So now we gotta go climb our way through. So when we get to this part, I'm gonna jump on here, we use a pause. While everything's paused, it's all nice and calm. I'm gonna shoot a super bomb over those enemies. Bombs won't explode until the pause ends. So that's a fantastic way to set things up. While this pause is active, we can sweep up all the juggernaut pieces. Then we can go up here. You can see the effect of the water sweeper here. So this would have taken 8 hits to kill, but it just takes 1 now. We should finish them off. And now I might just grab a pause just for insurance. We also do need rewinds for the next level too. So we need setting up on rewinds is also very important. So rewinds first, then pauses. But we're going to use 1 pause here. We're going to shoot the combustor. It's going to bring its HP down all the way down to the 0. It's going to turn into a dragon form. And we just have to be careful that we don't run into the dangerous lightning. Oh, yeah. No pause here. There's a rewind here though. I'm actually going to get rid of my combo and I'm going to try and... Oh, there we go. Oh, there's 4 here actually. This is fantastic. So we actually do need 3 rewinds. This is all we need. So I'm going to time this. There we go. And now we are all set. We can go to the final level of this world. And then after this world, there's the boss. And then there's an addition. And then there's the final boss, which is going to be fantastic. So, final level, 3 super bombs. And also, fantastic strategy coming up here. So we start off by holding upright on the controller to jump on this gate. We're going to use a record, we're going to jump down, we're going to hit all these enemies. So if that doesn't hit, so we need it to explode. So we need to jump just right here, that should be good. Hits all 4 enemies, and now we just wait for this. Shoot a super bomb over there, that's going to deal with those octoballoons. Then we're going to shoot a bomb right here. That's going to kill all the enemies over in this area. We don't even have to look at it anymore. Then we can just go ahead and deal with this area over here, the combustor and the typhoon. So I noticed Forge of Vows has less enemies, but like less enemies than Everwinter, but it has like more things to kill you. Like there's just so much hazards like in this level. It is absolutely insane. Like look at this, look what's happening on screen right now. So if we had a pause, we could use it here, but it is no problem at all. Grab this juggernaut piece. Grab this level 2 trash, jump on this button, that's going to stop the machines from working, and then we're just going to shoot them down, boom, there we go. We're going to go ahead and grab, there we go. Now no, it should be right. So, last enemy's over here, we're going to use the fast forward. So this is a seesaw, we're supposed to use the record to bring it down, but we're just going to use the fast forward to jump across. We have 1 final enemy in here, it's the golem. While we're doing that, we're going to hit this to earn some money. Now I'm hoping, please drop me a record, Crystal. You have a 1 in 6 chance to do it. Okay, never mind. Boo. Well, I get 1 at least. And that's it. That is the end of all the regular levels in Blinx. We are going to be moving on to the sort of final regular boss in this game. So while I'm doing that, JPEG, anything that you would like to announce to the stream?
Everybody, you heard Miku that we are getting to the end of this run. So that means that we are getting to the end of your opportunities for the Name the Fallen Child bid war. So if you feel particularly strongly about the names Chad, Shork, Alice, Child, Beefy, Sabor, Beppis, MatPat, or Valid, this is kind of your last call to do that because we need that for the beginning of Undertale, which is our next run. So make sure you are donating towards that, but especially make sure that you are donating even in general because 1,600 is what gets us at Sans Undertale fight. We have 73 to go. I know you can do it, but it's going to come up really, really, really fast. I promise you that.
Come on, chat. Let's go. Let's get that Sans fight. All right. So this is Juggernaut 2. He is kind of a pain in the... I was trying to stop myself from, you know, getting myself blacklisted from GDQ, but what we want to do is... He's a pain in the neck, let's just say that. So, because this boss has a mechanic where it'll roll a random amount of times to chase after Blinx. Now, this can range from 1 roll or to 10 rolls. And this can definitely kill a run. So right here, we got an extra roll, then more than we want. And this can, like, there's no way to tell how many times he's going to roll. There's no way to, like, get him to roll a certain amount of times. It's very random. But thankfully, with the use of the rewind, we can make it... It's the same thing where, like, this Juggernaut has minions that spawns every time you kill them. It also, if we didn't have rewinds, it also makes the stage move around, which makes it incredibly difficult to, like, navigate, because, like, the floor stops spinning, like, the level, like, starts collapsing as well. It's just like, it's kind of difficult. So I think we're a little bit low on our gold, so we want to have, yeah, so we want to have 10 spike bullets, but we only have 8, but we do have some backups that we can do, so it's all good chat. No worries on that one. So, everyone's favorite part of any game, we're going through a boss rush. We have to go through 4 of the sort of hard mode bosses. So we have to do, like, the upgraded version of the bosses. So that means the Red Dust King, the Orange Karagon, the Blue Hydrasaur, and then the Pink Juggernaut. But it's okay because we can bring spike bullets to help our way. So because I'm low on spike bullets, I'm just gonna go ahead and take this fight a little bit slower than usual. Usually you start off the fight by shooting a spike bullet right at the start, but I'm trying to save those spike bullets for the others. There we go. So it's just the same thing here. We're just gonna, he's gonna go into aggressive mode. We're just gonna shoot him. See if I can grab a rewind here while I'm at it. And then for the final hit, let's see if we can get it this time. There we go. So it goes Dust King, Hydrasaur, Karagon, Juggernaut. So red beanbag, orange frog, blue fish, and pink trash man. There you go. So there we have our spike bullets to work with here. In the original release, there's actually a bug in the game to where it actually gets rid of any trash that you have after the first boss. Oh, okay. So that's one of the biggest time losses that you get while running original release. It's like an extra 4 minutes, I believe, because a lot of these bosses have a lot of health, especially in original release where their health is even further increased. So it's very, very important for both versions to go through as quickly as you can, take the least amount of like time loss, and you know, just go fast. It's just that simple, chat. But while we're here, I might grab a rewind. Actually, I don't need to. So, you don't need to grab a rewind here. The rewind's just for the final part of the boss rush where we need to deal with Juggernaut again. But there's also rewinds in the next stage that we can grab. So, a way that I'm going to save Super Bomb. I have 5 now. I'm going to use 1 more, but we're going to do a record abuse right here. So, we're not going to money dupe this time. We don't need to. We actually have enough money for the rest of the game, thankfully. What we're going to do is we're just going to use it to save a spike bullet. So it says I have 4 now, but if we go to the next level, you can see that I actually have 5. After this cutscene, of course. We got to wait for Karagon to jump into the stage from God knows where he came from. So we're gonna grab some fast forwards. Let's see. I'm gonna wait for him to shoot a piece of trash. There we go. Not the fastest boss rush, but you kind of just gotta do what you're given, you know. Make the best of it. He only has 5 HP, so it's alright. We are going to use a record though, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a record abuse. We're going to do it differently though, because bounce once, and then there we go. Because it takes a while for the gold gate to spawn, so we want to make sure that we have enough time for the boss to die. The gold gate spawns. Look how much time we had left. That was. You got to give yourself as much time as you can. So here we go. Final boss of the boss rush. We have Juggernaut. So yeah, I was trying to explain this before. So Juggernaut works the same way, or Juggernaut 2 works the same way as Juggernaut, where if you hit him, minions spawn out and they chase you around, and you have to deal with them. But the thing is that in regular Juggernaut, you don't have to damage the minions to further inflict damage on the boss. But this boss, will not become vulnerable until you deal with all the minions in this boss. So it's kind of frustrating. So thank God we have rewinds to despawn them. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Blinx. Very cool. I'm going to use another fast forward. This is like the random rolls I was talking about. Kind of just does as he pleases. You can get him stuck on the barrel though. There we go. But yeah, one roll is like the most ideal thing that you can get. Actually, I'm going to grab a slow while I'm here. So this is the first slow of the run. Yeah, woo! Usually you get slow if you don't see any pauses during the run, so you kind of have to like make a little like a detour. So yeah, also this boss, if there was no rewinds and you'd hit the boss, so the stage would start spinning. So there's 3 segments in this stage where they would spin clockwise, counterclockwise, and clockwise. The squares on the floor here would also disappear, so that means you'd have to jump over them. Juggernaut also just jumps around as well. It's just incredibly hard. But this is also one of my favorite fights in the game, because it's also really, really hard, and it's very, very satisfying to deal with this boss. But enough of that, we have finished Juggernaut. Now we can move on to the actual final boss of the game. But before we do that, we go into Catherine's shop, and she says your final battle is approaching. And of course, we're buying all of her Spike Bullets Emporium. So, this is Chrono Horn. So Chrono Horn has 4 phases. He's got his normal phase, his cloning phase, his aggressive phase, and then his vulnerable phase. So we're just going to go ahead. So his normal phase, he just goes to each corner and then shoots a bomb or like does a time control. But his vulnerability window opens as soon as he's about to shoot a bomb. We can actually use this to immediately go into stage 2. This is the cloning phase. This basically means that there's 2 of them. You have to take out both of them at the same time to deal damage. Because we're using spike bullets, we've actually gone down now into stage 3, his aggressive phase. So once he's low enough HP, he's going to go and try and chase Blinx and try and smack him. But what we can do here is that we can actually keep him like stunned in his chain animation by constantly going back and forth. Why we want to do this is because Chrono Horn is flashing all these colors. These colors indicate what time control we need to use, or how many we need to use. This is the puzzle of the game where we need to activate every single time control once to break all of Chrono Horn's armor. So I'm looking at the map. The time control is like random as well, so you kind of have to like sort of be careful. So I see a fast forward. I'm going to grab this. So once we grab a time control, we get 1, and then we have to make sure that Chrono Horn doesn't activate a time control, because that could either lose time or that could kill us. So Chrono Horn in this stage can activate a fast forward, pause, or slow. But we can also counteract that by also using any time control to get rid of it. I need a slow. Okay, that's good. I'm just waiting for him to use a time control. It is kind of random when he does it. I made a whole video on sort of what going in depth on what Chrono Horn will do in a boss fight. I mean, it even confuses me sometimes, so I had to go into a deep dive. This is the longest he's gone without using a time control. That is insane, but this is very good. Now we can activate all the time controls. We got all of them now, so once we go through all of our time controls, he's going to turn white, and then you can see like the little green sort of like vulnerable interior in there. So that means he's going to be vulnerable, and he's going to be 1 hit. So when I get the last hit on the Chrono Horn, that means the timer will end. So we're gonna get rid of all of his armor. He's gonna flash white. Now, as soon as I get the final hit, the timer will end. So we're gonna move over to the right, and time.
Beautiful. What? That final fight was bananas. Like, there was a lot going on there. So incredible run. My God, like beginning to end, that was packed. GG.
Thank you so much. Oh man, I'm just glad I can show off this game. It's just fantastic, and the fight, like, everyone's very that fight is very frustrating because it's not telegraphed on what you really need to do. So people will spend hours on that boss fight. No joke, maybe even days. Pretty crazy stuff. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching and donating to the Alice charity. Now make sure to keep donating. You know, get those bills sorted. I just want to shout out, you know, if you guys want to see more Blinx content, I do stream on twitch.tv/Miku_DS. I have a YouTube channel which is primarily focused on Blinx in-depth stuff, Blinx speedrunning, just like weird Blinx oddities that if you wanted to if you wanted to know, you know, go check it out. YouTube, Miku_DS, yeah. And, you know, Twitter, you know, if you want to follow me on Twitter, where, you know, I sometimes retweet funnies. Twitter, or at Twitter, Miku_DDS. You know, shout outs to the Blinx community, Nip Chip Cookies for keeping the Blinx community held together, Isna, Daf7, Eternity Lotus, Kumatora or Anna, Stimmage, Wet Sweaty Legs, Ollie. Too many people to name off the top of my head, but that's all I wanted to say. Thank you everyone for tuning in to my run, and thank you once again, JPEG, for being a wonderful host.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you for that run, and thank you for, like, everybody. I need y'all to understand, and I know you do, that the amount of multitasking that Miku just did with doing this run, like, so beautifully and commentating, like, so much and explaining everything that he's doing is just, like, absolutely unreal. So a phenomenal talent that we have had on here. Thank you so much for donating your time, your skills, and your energy and your joy. We super duper appreciate having you here. But with that, y'all, we are going to keep this train a-rolling. I know that y'all are ready. Think about the fact, though, that it is the last call for those Undertale Naming the Child donations. We are going to get set up for Undertale right now, and we will be back in just a minute. Okay, everybody. I have had an absolute blast here with you this morning. We've had just like banger after banger, and God, that Blinx run was just like lightning fast. So cool. I was super excited to see that, and I know you were too, and y'all were popping off. And here's the deal. I want you to keep this energy that you have had like all day, especially as we go into Undertale right now. And I want you to give that love towards our host that is coming on, who is Sweet Peeps. I have been a Sweet Peeps fan myself for like a hot minute. So I'm really excited to hand the reins over to her. My name is JPEG. I have had so much fun with you. You can catch me later in the marathon. I will be back on Sunday. But for the moment, give all your love to her. Give your donations to her, your support, your cheering, your chats, whatever you're gonna do. I know you got it in. I know you got it in you. I know you got it for us. Let's make that Undertale run happen as well.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, JPEG. That's right, my name is Sweet Peeps, and I will be your host for the next couple of runs. The most important thing right now, we are $73 away from that $1,600 needed to fight Sans Undertale. That's right, Sans Undertale, hardest boss in the game. If you want Link to fight Sans, that's just gonna be more marathon. That's gonna be more Undertale. So please get your donations in. $73 more. That's what we need to get that fight going. But why are we here? Well, you know why we're here. You know, we are here for a mutual aid fund for our dear friend Alice. Alice, who is a variety speedrunner with a love for platformers and horror games, and she's studying psychology and neuroscience. She has 2 dogs and a gecko, and she also loves cooking, painting, anime, and art. Now, isn't that someone you want to help get gender-affirming surgery? And let me tell you, why does gender-affirming surgery matter? Well, research consistently shows that people who choose gender affirmation surgery experience reduced gender incongruence and improved quality of life. It can provide long-term mental health benefits too. Studies consistently show that gender affirmation surgery reduces gender dysphoria and related conditions like anxiety and depression. So please, ¡donate! Get your donations in. I will read your donations. Maybe plop a comment. You know, I'm drinking a cherry limeade. What are you drinking? Do you have any special drinks you want to share with me? Maybe some recipes. Like I made a nice iced tea and I put some Sonic cherry limeade powder in it. It's a special drink. So, you know, put those donations in. And that is, of course, while we are finishing setting up Undertale from Mr. Link 2K. So stick around. All right. Ooh. Grace likes Mountain Dew Code Red because she's a gamer. Big gaming. Huge. What's been everyone's favorite game they've seen so far? And what games are you looking forward to? Let me know in a donation, or, you know, just in chat. Let me know. I am actually gonna confess something, you know, on brand. I don't know. Some of you know me. Alan Wake 2. That's the run I'm most excited to see.